Good afternoon, Speed Gaming fans, and welcome back to the Super Metroid Randomizer Mystery Tournament 2024. This is a 2-2 matchup here in Week 5 featuring Kupppo and Eykir. My name is DJ Webb, and I will be bringing you this race, and Sal Monster is helping me out on the tracking side of things. These two runners have had some pretty good runs so far. Both of them have very difficult opponents for their losses. Kupppo lost to MM2 Nest Cartridge and Zeb, whereas Eykir has lost to Bressingham and Nick Player. Those runners have, I think, 12 wins between the four of them. Or actually, maybe 13. Yeah, or no, 12 is correct. One with 5, two with 4, and one with 3. So definitely not bad losses and taking some good victories as well. This is a qualification match. Whoever wins this race will be getting to the 3-win mark and qualifying for the bracket stage of this tournament, which will commence after the 6th week of Swiss. Loser will be 2-3 and have a chance to qualify next week. So no eliminations today, but definitely some stakes. It's very helpful to get that out of the way and basically have a free roll next week, especially looking at this 3-2 bracket, which features the top 3 seeds in the tournament as well as quite a few other heavy hitters. So you do not necessarily, there's no guarantees in Randomizer as always, but this should be an exciting one as we are underway here in this mystery tournament. We have lots of different parameters that the randomizer chooses randomly between certain weights, and you have to discover what kind of seed you are playing as you go along. For example, when you open the seed and get on the ship, you look at the HUD, you find the starter charge beam, which is signified by the 20 damage. You also would see a couple of numbers if we were in full countdown, which we are not. So we're looking at either Major Minor or Chozo, and we will be figuring that out. Potentially down here in Blue Brinstar, there's a good chance that the item in the ceiling does tell you what you're dealing with between Chozo and Major Minor, but it doesn't necessarily have to be that way. These can be ambiguous for a little bit, so gotta be on your toes and make sure you are able to adapt to whatever the randomizer throws at you. First item here is the Vanilla Morph Ball. Seems like with Chozo, it's always going to be there, and with Major Minor, it's 50-50. Anecdotally, it seems to pretty much always be there and never give you the Major Minor information as early as you could get it, but you just have to roll with those punches. Here is a Power Bomb here. This is the less likely of the item locations here in Blue Star to tell you what you're dealing with. Just because in Chozo, it's almost always a minor item there, and in Major Minor, it will, of course, be a minor item. So we're going to look here, see if this is a super missile. Hopefully that signifies Chozo. There is a very, very, very rare exception that could cause things to be Major Minor, but we are going to expect Chozo item split here in this seed. We have 3 ammo items down here in Blue Burn Star, one of each. A very nice start to the seed. No need to search far and wide for different minor items, which could elude you for quite some time, depending on how things roll in the randomizer. And we'll get to see if either runner wants to go left of Morph here with those power bombs in tow. You can check an item here as well as a door, which that power bomb is too far to the... Oh, that worked. Thought that was too far to the right. This door will lead to Green Burn Star if we're in Vanilla Map, and if we are not in Vanilla Map, it can lead just about anywhere. We'll talk about area randomization if it comes up. But these enemies do deal 80 damage, so a little bit dangerous, as you see Eykir with only 69 decides to not deal with it. As Kupppo goes through the door, finds area randomization is on in this seed. And we are into Red Tower. Excuse me, and there is another portal here to the middle of Green Brinstar. Very nice early finds here for Kupppo. Eykir is going to be heading back up a little bit more of a traditional route that you would see in a lot of randomizer seeds, but some long and difficult rooms, as well as potentially if you find the type of criteria later on in the seed, you can skip a little bit of this traversal, maybe have some better items to do it. So definitely going to have big divergence here going on, and we'll see how this treats our runners. Eykir is going for an interesting climb strategy that I personally haven't ever seen. Kupppo's giving us more map information here. So how Area Randomizer works, as I said I would talk about, there are several centralized hubs in the game. They are Criteria, Upper Norfair, Green Brinstar, Crocomire, Red Brinstar, Lower Norfair, West Meridia, Rekshift, East Meridia, and Turian. Those have large clusters of rooms which are grouped together as you would expect in the vanilla game, but when you get to transitions between the two of them, they will lead you to places you might not normally expect. Here at our next Chozo item in Criteria, we have a super missile, therefore Eykir. So with the varying map layout, you are traversing things in a much different way than you would normally see in a vanilla map, for example, and you have to find where you need to go and where the items end up being, and that will allow you to complete the seed in a much more varied way, potentially compared to a vanilla map. It does not necessarily make things faster or slower. You really just have to see what the seed gives you. You also, if you were being astute, would have noticed Kupo laid a power bomb that is in a position to break both the charge beam blocks and these blocks that lead to spore spawn skip. With 5 supers early on, or not supers, 5 power bombs, you have to be very conscious of your power bomb usage, especially because to get to that left side of Greenburn, you do need to use one more, and to get out of here, you need to use one. That's both that we have left. So we will see. There are several places you can farm power bombs, as well as the potential to pick up some more. But we have vanilla bombs on Eykir's side, and that is going to be quite the boon, especially early on. Your power bomb usage can be very taxed, and the normal bombs break many blocks that you can substitute in use of power bombs, and not necessarily be worried. The other good thing is that they're infinite. You do not have a counter, so no farming, no anything. But it's going to be quite interesting to see how this map lays out and how our runners converge, or maybe they never will, as Eykir struggling a little bit with this Alcatraz wall jump, decides to just play a power bomb, get back up here the expected way, and go to the ship. He's got 2 portals to his right. He does not yet know that this is area randomization. And he could also elect to do a pretty dangerous and a little bit time-consuming gauntlet play. There is a Chozo statue there at the E-Tank location, which will house one of the Chozo items, and also 2 miners in the back. But we'll see what Eykir decides. And here's what I was talking about with that power bomb tax that is being forced upon you, as Eykir is going to look at this gauntlet here. With the bombs, you're not worried about running out of ammunition to break your bomb walls. However, they're quite a bit slower than power bombs and a little bit more dangerous. You have to be smart about where you end up using those power bombs to augment your movement. Kupo's going to mock ball here, skip these little gates, and hit up early supers in the Brinstar reserve location for the Various suit, our first suit found here very quickly on in this Chozo seed. Somewhat normal that at least one of the suits pops up early with the quite limited item selection that is Chozo. You do expect things to be given to you somewhat quickly, especially if you can run into these very item dense locations such as Green Brinstar. 3 Chozos here, which is not as many as some areas, especially compared to Major Miner, as Spazer Beam is found here for Eykir. We do have a starter charge, so we're going to see that pop up to 40. Not the greatest item you could have ever found, and he's actually going to go back through the front. A little surprising to me. Expecting to head to the left, you usually see people continue through. But the back half, I would say, is the more dangerous half, as this is also a little bit dangerous with power bombs. I actually like bombing out the top row blocks there and using that to avoid the acid, but Eykir did a nice job in getting through. He's going back out the front. We'll see if he looks to go right or left from here. But that Spazer, depending on how available Plasma Beam is, could have some value, as well as where our other beams are hidden. But definitely not the biggest reward that could have been there in the Gauntlet location. Kupo with a heads-up save is going to come in here, check this elevator portal. With many of the additional saves in Dash, there is a little bit less of a bonus to checking that. You can, however, do certain things. For example, that Crocomire, which Kupo is just going to decline to use to see. You could go all the way down to grapple, and if that isn't an item that you need, you could reset back out there. That's one of the ways in which it's beneficial. There's other places such as boss areas where you could have a reset from a boss check that you can't kill in a much closer location to where you would want to be afterwards. As Eykir is here on the right side, I believe he's actually doing moat first as opposed to the crab super. Is that, or he just wanted to look at this item? We'll see what he elects to do. But have to see where the seed takes him from criteria. Kupppo has quite the lead on item checks as well as map information, but you never know where things end up. The ordering of your portal checks and routing can make quite the difference here, as we find Frontal Lord Norfair here at the bottom of the corkscrew room. We are not equipped to deal with that pretty much on either side. Kupppo does have the various suit, but the ammo and energy and other equipment really not suitable for that. You have to do a difficult bootless jump followed by a hypo jump in worst room after using all of your ammo and still being in quite a bit of danger, so not going to elect to be doing those things. We're gonna head back to Red Brinstar here, check out this tube portal. More than likely, I expect afterwards he will probably stay here. There are 3 Chozos here, 2 of them easily accessible at the Spazer and Alpha Power Bombs location. There's the back of Wreck Ship. Worth noting, checking this portal does logically require the high jump boots or the gravity suit, and with it being back Wreck Ship, traversing to the front of Wreck Ship from there also requires one of those same 2 items, so pretty inconsequential as far as that specific logic break, but is worth keeping in mind potentially. So yeah, we're gonna see the Spacer location here. Power bombs here at Terminator. Eykir is finally gonna be getting out of criteria at a pretty late stage, 10.5 minutes in. And the spring ball here, not the greatest augment if Kupppo wants to check X-ray at this exact juncture, but definitely an item that has its uses, as Eykir has found our first portal into Upper Norfair. Just going to go down the elevator immediately. A lot of the times the way Upper Norfair works out, you can segment it into this left business center side and the Bubble Mountain side on the right. So you're not necessarily worried about getting stuck here and really needing the hell run across. As he shoots a super at an orange door that is not going to open. It's also not where he was looking to go. But Eykir's found all of the additional power bombs here in this seed. Double the trouble there for Eykir. But we're going to look at a Chozo here at high jump. It is the gravity suit, as Kupppo is electing to do these damage boosts over to the X-ray location. So far doing a good job. You want to get that boost on the last one and then get a very, very nicely executed boost to the left. He's going to be in here and find a screw attack. That is another nice find here. So depending on where the portals take Kupppo and how quickly he can get into Upper Norfair, looking to be pretty quick for him. And on Eykir's side, he needs to get into Red Tower in order to find Green Brinstar. In most cases, he does have the gravity suit, so he could traverse East Meridia to end up in Green Brinstar, but that's usually pretty unlikely to go from the back to the front. Just have to see how the seed works out. He did take a save, going to be more than likely checking this ice beam. If gravity heat reduction is on, this is very, very doable with only 1 energy tank. Logic does expect you to have 2, but even without that, you can get through here with some good execution and well-timed and lucky drops. It does look like we have... no, I don't think gravity heat reduction is on. Lower Norfair back found here for Kupppo at the middle red tower. With the very end, the screw attack, that is actually a play he could decide to make, and that is speed booster. He really wants that, but without the energy, he is really not in a position to live to tell the tale. But knowing that speed booster location is pretty good information. Have to see where portals take him and when and how he decides to come back in here. If he farmed all the way up to his maximum of 10 supers, he could Crystal Flash and be able to get out there. Got 2 there, but needs to shoot 1 here. So he would need to refarm this room. He needs to shoot that super first before trying to farm up again, in my opinion. Especially with this, he's going to save right here at full, but you do need 1 more. So we'll see as we find an E-Tank here at the Alpha Power Bombs location for Kupppo. And yeah, again, I would have shot the super before saving and reloading this room. That way, all of these would have given you the opportunity for supers. Taking that hit was also a little unfortunate because, well, energy drops won't become super drops, so it doesn't really matter, but we'll see if he can get this super. This is a pretty heads-up play, utilizing all of your resources to try and check this, knowing that it's speed. That's one of the most valuable items in any seed, so I definitely understand wanting to get this now. Not necessarily sure about reloading from a heated room, but again, because of how drops work, you're not going to be missing out on super drops because you got energy drops. But he's getting really unlucky after 3 really very early super drops. Kupppo is going to be giving us our final 2 checks here at the top of Red Tower. As Eykir, unfortunately for him, because of ordering, as I was talking about, not going to have the very super loose location where Kupppo very much is. This location will essentially put Kupppo in a mode where any item he collects afterwards will be based on desire and not need. As he finds Kraid's Lair, first look at a boss location here. We'll see how things end up going. I like using this power bomb here. Gets rid of all the enemies, lets you collect the drops with ease. He is going to just damage down there. Not quite to Crystal Flash range, but probably he'll just step in the room and fire off that power bomb immediately. A little bit risky to do it this low, but I'm pretty sure that 56 is enough. Yeah, he's just gonna do a little bit of a in and out to drain that health. You do need to be below 50 energy to perform a Crystal Flash, so especially with the speed booster, he should be able to get out of here without issue. Actually, quite unlucky on all those nothing drops. So that is Ridley here in Kraid's Lair. I did not see, because of paying attention to the chat and Eykir side, what the HUD said with whether that was shuffled or shifted Ridley. Hopefully someone in the chat will have caught that and can inform me. But it is technically doable, but extremely slow and dangerous and bad, and I very much agree with resetting that. With a 20 damage charge beam and 45 10-10 ammo, you are looking at an extremely long fight that you probably don't want to be doing. There are plenty of other ways to better prepare yourself and be equipped for a Ridley fight. So Eykir is going to be out of this business center area, hopefully going to look at this left portal and give us some more information. He's also still got a left side criteria door to look at if this isn't somewhere that he wants to go. But it's the front of East Meridia. Hilarious that we got both gravity and speed down to allow this to be possible. So looks like he's going to be saving and going forward. We find Turian up here. That is a little, it's good routing wise because you can just do Ridley at the end, as chat has confirmed that it is shifted bosses. But until Kupppo finds the gravity suit, he's going to be a little bit worried about that Ridley, because routing wise, you would love to just pop up here at the end and do Ridley right before you do Mother Brain. But there is always that option that it ends up being the item that you need. Eykir with the divergence has already shown us with our all-seeing eyes that that is not the case. But Kuppо's got to find somewhere else to go, and frankly, there's a decent chance that that somewhere else to go is actually Lower Norfair, which doesn't itself carry some risks. We can't really kill Dragon from here, so he's not going to elect. Again, you could, similar to Kraid's location, do that Lower Norfair check at the end. And looking at how these portals work out, it's probable that Kupppo is actually, which is something that never really feels good, just going to be heading all the way back to the top of criteria. He really isn't in a position to do the wreck ship from the back. I think it's technically possible with Spring Ball, but I wouldn't swear to that. But he's going to be all the way back up to the top of criteria, and wreck ship and East Meridian, or not Wreckship, East Meridian, Wreckship and Lower Norfair and Kraid are all here in Red Tower where Tyrion is, and the green Brinstar also has an entrance to East Meridia. So this map is actually extremely kind. Even with the information that I have, we don't need any more to complete the seed, and we haven't touched any of West Meridia, nor have we seen the Bubble Mountain side of Upper Norfair. So this is quite the fast seed if you can do things in a good order, which Kupo's order looks to be very good. Almost always you see people go left from the criteria as opposed to right. The portals are easier to check. As a heat shield is, funnily enough, found here at the Batun E-Tank in Chozo, the item split that we are working at, that can be literally anywhere. So you don't, but as well as not knowing whether or not it exists in Mystery, you kind of don't expect to find it. But depending on how this goes for Eykir, as it is extremely unlikely but possible that we find another Ridley here, going to be able to do this boss, and if he checks the back portal, he's actually going to be in a really good spot to find Green Brinstar, which leads to everywhere else he could ever want to be in this seed. But he could also elect to just go back out the front, end up in Upper Norfair, and the heat shield does give you full heat protection in that zone, and you will be able to check everything from portals to items. So things actually, because of East Meridian being able to traverse it, this is really, really interesting depending on what our runners choose to do here. Eykir can happen upon a very, very powerful route here. If he is able to kill this boss, which is more than likely, it's a little dangerous if this is Dragon because of the health situation. But all bosses that are not Ridley are killable here. He will have the ability to get to the back if he wants, and that'll lead him, like I said, to everywhere he wants to go. Kupo as well, likely to find a very, very good route. If he can track things well, he's got left side over here, Kraid Mouth to East Meridia front, and finding that gravity suit down in Business Center will be go mode for him. Like I said, both our runners are going to have to find resources that they are capable of completing the game on. And given how speedy this one is looking, it's possible that we're looking at really low loadouts here in this race, but it could be a really fast one. It could be a really close one. If Eykir especially can find his way into the back portal, which isn't a very favorite check of a lot of people, especially this early on. Eykir knows like 3 total portals in the entire game. So there's a lot of bad outcomes. The heat shield negates quite a few of them, as well as also having the gravity suit, but like Turian and Croc are both really bad. Kraid will be really good. There's a lot of places that are kind of a wash, and we'll just have to see. So it is Dragon here. Like I said, this is a little bit dangerous. Your charge beam is extremely not powerful. You don't have a ton of ammo. You have more than you would in a low percent run, but that's still a difficult fight, and gravity does not fully protect from enemy damage in this randomizer. It only gives you half, so you're going to be taking quite a bit, and if you miss basically any ammo, farming up is going to cut into the time. So very, very, very high skill check here. Eykir so far doing a good job, but this is going to take a little bit, and given the struggles he had in Upper Norfair with resetting speed once, as well as having to do a lot of farming that Kupo is very much not going to have to deal with the various suit. He does not necessarily have a ton of time to give, and Kupo also checking this gauntlet is going to be able to get the 2 items on the back, which, given our knowledge of the speed of this seed, is going to be quite the boon. Even 2 E-Tanks at this juncture would be pretty good in my estimation. Although Screw Attack negates the need for some of that. But I hear steadily dealing damage here. Always a little bit risky to fire those missiles. Like I said, using them and not dealing damage is a little bit rough. There's a super and a power bomb back here. Nice haul, especially getting to that magic 15 number. The high jump area is going to laugh at him with the lack of need for any more power bombs, but happy to get to 15. If we don't find ice, we're not going to need to do any extra farming or elevator refills in Turian. There's also a power bomb at Terminator, I'm pretty sure, so... Oh! Couldn't quite handle that fight for Eykir, taking an unfortunate death. Gonna have to reload from the save. He took it, was right there, very, very smart, but... Yeah, here is Kupppo. And as I said with the ordering, it's possible neither of our runners ever checks the leftmost criteria door, because once Kupppo gets this gravity and speed, he won't need any additional portal information. But he is looking to be in quite the commanding position here, given the fact that he's going to be coming in here with both suits, which will give you 75% enemy damage reduction to Dragon, as well as 2 more energy tanks compared to Eykir, and quite a bit more ammo, as well as, like I said, not needing to do any of the farming or reloading that Eykir did in Upper Norfair. Kupppo in a very, very commanding position. We're gonna have to see how comfortable he is with his loadout, how much he decides to check, because, like I said, after that speed booster, technically he doesn't need anything else with that starter charge in tow, but things will be long. We have seen a super missile here in the precious item. This Kupppo does the thing I try to do, which is skip this miner, and for me at least, it never works. So I've resigned to either collecting it if I go that way, or if I really want to skip it, you just got to go the bottom route, as you would see in any percent runs of either route, depending on your missile pickups. So this, again, very fascinating race. Has the potential to be one of the quickest of the tournament, frankly, but it is going to challenge you and ask how good you are at the game and how comfortable you are on a given loadout. So I'm curious to see how Kupppo handles this, and I'm also hopeful that Eykir seems to be doing a better job here in this second round of Dragon. These grabs are just a little unfortunate, not only because you can get these tail hits, which do quite a bit of damage, but it's more difficult to get the drops that you shoot these goo from, and you really want those to be able to deal more damage. Yeah, these goo just keep finding their way onto Eykir. Doing a good job not getting tail swipes though. Nice mashing. I believe in one hit. I think Dragon does 160, I believe, right? Kupppo is, interestingly enough, coming back in here to Crumble Shaft, if not a portal check. Ooh, that's an E-tank. Unfortunate, another death. Yeah, chat confirms what I thought. 180 damage means that with one suit you're getting half of that, but we were at 79, so we do not need... We are not capable of taking a hit. So yeah, as stated, Kupppo does not actually need any additional portal information. It's possible he's trying to find the front of Rex ship, but given that he just found the front of East Meridia up there, and that's the good place to the good entrance, I expected him to just go back up. But he is elected to come down here, find these West Meridia portals, and if he finds front of Rex ship, especially like right here quickly, he could just go back and go front of East from there. But it's also possible, like I was saying, he just wants more items, because this is quite the low loadout to be completing a seed, and the Kupppo, like me, is a randomizer specialist, not really a vanilla player, so not going to be as comfortable as some players in this tournament would be finishing on a loadout this lean. But we have an inner West Meridia transition from the top to the bottom. That's a fun little quirk. But yes, also being pointed out in chat is that Kupppo did a gravity jump when he could have just shine sparked. So taking a little bit of extra time here, as we are seeing with Eykir's unfortunate struggles here. He's got some time to give, but he can't continue to just give time. So we're gonna see where Main Street goes, and it is back to the Upper North area. We've only, despite how quickly these things have gone by, we've only got 4 outstanding doors left. One of them is the right side of Criteria at the moment. One's the left side at Mushroom Kingdom or Kago. And then we've got single chamber in front of Wreck Ship, so people is more than likely going to be able to find front of Wreck Ship, but will be a little bit unnecessary. It's also the case that both front of Wreck Ship and Wreck Ship and East Meridia are 2 of your ways back to the side of the map that has all the rest of the boss zones. But you can only take one of them from wherever you are to wherever you want to go, and then you're going to have to do a little bit of a backtrack, and in my opinion, crumbles. The routing was much better if you just did East Meridia right over there at Business Center, and then back to the Wreck Ship area. Yeah, getting back up here, the best option is the Shine Spark, but kupppo has not really been using that speed booster since getting it, except for to get to the croc door. So, just taking the scenic route through this seed. This is another one of those items that you want to skip when it's a power bomb and you've got 20 and you really don't need anymore because you've got both suits and everything else you ever need. But jumping over it gives you a much worse jump through this room, and then those crumbles can just kind of heck you. So there's high jump boots, a very nice find here at the wave location. I peeked over to the right side for just a moment and saw a golden shower go off. I don't know if it dealt any damage, but shoutouts to the Spacer Beam special attack. As I don't know if he's really wanting to be doing these or if he's item selecting for fun. I don't really know. He does only have power bombs at this current moment. Yeah, things are going a little bit haywire once again in this Dragon fight. Another death. Really, really unfortunate here. My knowledge of Eykir, I know he has been an SMZ3 player for a little bit of time. And a lot of times, by the time you get to Dragon, and especially SMZ3 seeds, you are very well equipped ammo and health-wise, and you're not going to have a ton of struggles. Here in Super Metroid Area Randomizer, you're potentially getting here on quite a low loadout, as you see. So, different kind of battle than he's probably used to. But like I said, he has been doing very well here, as kupppo is somehow not going to find the front of Wreck Ship, which is the last portal for us to see over there at the left side of Criteria. And somehow, front to back Lower Warfare is how kupppo is going to get from where he is to the other side of the map. And I'm sure once kupppo rewatches this and listens to my commentary, he's going to understand how much better the route was if he had just done East Meridia. But high jump was a nice find. He's got much more map knowledge again that he really just didn't particularly need. But potential items that you can get along the way are going to be helpful. He's definitely looking for another couple of super packs, more than likely, to make that Ridley fight at the end of the seed much more comfortable. Hoping to not find another one if surprise bosses are on. I suppose as we have a little bit of a lull here, I will talk about the one thing I neglected about the boss modes. I was talking when we found Ridley, but there are 4 potential boss randomizations or lack thereof possible in our mystery tournament. Vanilla is the not randomized one. You will have all 4 bosses where you would normally expect them. And then there is Shuffled, Shifted, and Surprised. Shuffled is something that we've been playing for quite a while. You can find one of each boss. They can be anywhere. You will have at least 2 that are not home. And when you kill a boss, it will open the same gray doors it would open in the vanilla game. So, for example, Erection in Shuffled is turned on specifically by killing Phantoon, and Plasma and other gray doors in Meridia opened by Dragon, etc. In both Shifted and Surprise, it is not that way. The way those work is that the boss in the area that you're in opens those doors. So in the seed, once they kill that Ridley and they leave out of Kraid's lair, you will notice that the gray doors to Kraid's lair, Kraid's E-Tank will turn on. So that's how those differ. And for Shifted, again, one of each boss will be present. and at least 2 will not be at home. For Surprise, it's a little bit different. At least 1 boss will not be at home. However, all other parameters are independently randomized, which means that you can have duplicates of bosses. Which is like what I've been saying, that there is a chance that there is another Ridley hanging out somewhere in the seed as Eykir nails down this 3rd attempt at Dragon. Nicely done. Going to reap the rewards of whatever Dragon is hiding in the seed. And also hopefully pick up these drops and get his resources in a better spot. And there is a very nice reward, the plasma beam, that spacer that both of our runners got from Gauntlet. Not going to be used pretty much at all in this seed, but Dragon knew to hide one of the good beams to kill her behind killing her. So there is a super missile here at Power Bombs of Shame, and apparently we got quite a rare super drop, and from one of these enemies, Lauren Warfare has places where there are enemies that drop lots of supers. One of them in this room, the Metal Pirates, and then the Zebs in these farm rooms. But most of the other places, you're not going to really find those. So, kind of funny to see those rare drops sometimes. And nice speed kills here in the Metal Pirates. So again, Eykir, if he can go out the back of here, will have a pretty good route through this seed. But with the struggles that he's had, kupppo is probably in a better spot. Although his routing was made more awkward by the decisions that he made. So we'll see how he ends up doing this. Because it's basically back-to-back Wreck Ship and back-to-back East Meridia, and you would usually not prefer those. Okay, hold up. That says Wreck Ship and we're in Lower Norfair. So chat lied to me and things are shuffled. So ignore everything I was saying about shifted in Surprise. This is a shuffled boss seed. I lied to myself. I swear I looked in chat and saw shifted, but I will take the L on this one. So, as I previously noted, this shuffled Fantoon will open up the items in the Wreck Ship, and that will give kupppo the ability to check a couple of items that probably he wouldn't have if he'd taken my route, but again, he doesn't particularly need items. They can very much be good. As that was a nice Doppler to finish off. I think if that super had hit, he might have been done, but a little bit late. There is a dead Fantoon. Eykir is going out the back here. We'll see if he elects to check the plasma location. He has the plasma beam to kill the pirates, and he has speed booster and bombs as ways to get out. So, not a terrible check. It's a little bit more out of the way than some other places, but especially this early on with the commitment to this play, I like this decision. He's having a little bit of trouble getting up here, but he's gonna make it this time. Not worried about shooting that door this one. So, one boss down for both of our runners. Kupppo, as previously stated, a very commanding spot. He's in go mode. He's got really good movement with high jump and speed, as well as spring ball for some fun movement. And really just needs to augment his damage output for a more comfortable end of the game. We'll see how much he elects to collect. Also, the ability to get the plasma beam if he decides to check behind Dragon. There's an X-ray scope, Dragon hiding both pieces of the microwave beam, which are very useful in Wreck Ship, or not Wreck Ship, East Meridia specifically, for the bosses that are here this seed. So fun times, but not going to be getting much, if any, use out of that. I suppose he'll have it for the Fantoon fights. Eykir will. It's kupppo with the safety save here on Lower Norfair. Assuming he knows that the bosses are shuffled, which I took a while to figure out. Oh wait, is he going out the front? Yeah, he already killed the boss, so what I was about to say was silly. So, I don't know why he saved. Interesting. I have to ask him about that. And yeah, he's checking this Firefly. He's gonna get a vanilla E-tank. probably be pretty happy about that, but he's definitely looking for pretty specifically supers. Everything else, not nearly as helpful. Missiles, probably you'll still pick up, but everything else really not that helpful. With both suits and screw attack, you don't really need any more energy. But yeah, it does look like he's going out the front here. It's possible his map knowledge is as complete as mine, and he's gonna head back to Criteria and go to the front of workship that he knows is at the Kago transition, which I do not know about how much faster that is, or if it's faster than going out the back and ending up in Red Tower. But yeah, we'll just have to see how his routing works out here. So yes, with screw attack, very easy to just come down here and do this route. Without screw attack, it can be a little bit slow, as yeah, Eykir is paid off with his routing to a very good route through this seed. If he stays here in Green Burn Star, which is typically what you expect, he's going to find his various suit and be in a good position, but well behind the pathing that kupppo has taken through the seed. But they are both only on one boss down, so we'll see. I think. See, the interesting thing here is that Eykir, having East Meridia already down, actually has a completely straightforward path through the rest of the seed, because he's going to come out at the bottom of Red Tower. Hopefully he sees this portal, he's just going to stay in Greenburn. But Tube is back of Wreck Ship, he can do that. And then middle Red Tower is back of Lower Norfair, he'll be able to do that. And then the top of Red Brent Star is Kraid and Turian. So the rest of this path is really short. Kupppo's already done some detouring. I don't know if this better pathing is going to make up for the fact that Eykir had all those struggles in East Meridia, but I think this is actually closer than I was previously realizing. So we're gonna have to see how this works out. And I'm curious which way kupppo goes here, because again, he may be able to deduce this is front of Wreck Ship down here at the left side of Criteria, but I still think that his better path is to head back into Upper Norfair and go front to back East Meridia, excuse me for that hiccup. But yeah, this is actually way tighter than I'd realized. And yeah, he is going front of Wreck Ship. I guess you can front to front this and then do the East Meridia stuff. But frankly, if that was the case, I would have rather front to front at East Meridia and then gone back Wreck Ship front to back. That feels better to me, because you skip going through Green Bryn in that case. So I really don't know. This is so interesting. It's also the case that if you went out the back of Wreck Ship, you get an additional check in the Wreck Ship E-Tank if you so desire, as Ocean only gives us power bombs. This very much feels like a 2-1-1 seed. We've seen cornucopia of power bombs here in this one. Both of our runners at 20 and 30 respectively, and have turned down several. But yeah, there is drama left in this one. Eykir does need to find Varia, but it is going to be the next shows that he checks. Kupppo is going to elect to do this right side super before the boss. I like that. There are a lot of things that can still help you out. He's got most of the movement, so you're expecting probably a beam, as that is the only charge beam that will be in a Chozo location. We'll see if we've got full or starter plus, and it is the full charge beam. So especially if he gets that plasma, that's going to be real nice for him. So here is that various seed pickup for Eykir. Kupppo is going to be here in Wreck Ship. This boss should be Kraid? Yeah, this is Kraid. Very, very easy boss. I don't know why Kupppo is missiling this door. Has more than enough supers to kill Kraid. Possible he didn't look at the boss location before he reset, like I didn't see, and was worried about surprise. But he also just killed Fantoon and saw that the Wreck Ship was on, so I don't know. I'm just speaking words to fill the air at this point, is what it seems like. But, a little too wide on that mouth for kupppo. Does not get the quick kill. Going to be doing a little bit of a stand up here. But depending on how long it takes Kraid to open the mouth on this one, which is RNG on the first one. Afterwards, you can just shoot Kraid on many parts of his body, and that will open the mouth. His Eykir is Plasma Special Beam attacking. I don't know why you when you have both suits and speed jump, speed booster, but he's doing it. Yes, properly acquired for kupppo behind Kraid. Again, really curious about his routing to the end of this. Eykir shuns those missiles at the Kraidy tank, the Crocky tank. As the power bombs continue to show up in full force, and yeah, Eykir now leaves. Did not really gain anything from that croc kill, and kupppo is going to the back here. So Eykir, as stated, is going to find everything he needs rather quickly here in Red Tower. Can just go into every boss area as he finds it, kill the boss, come back to Red Tower, and then go to the next one, basically. But he doesn't have all the portal knowledge that would allow him to know that for a fact, as there's a reserve there at the Wreckship tank. It's also the case that with high jump boots, kupppo has quite a bit more comfortable movements comparatively. And yeah, kupppo is going to front to front this and probably head to front of East Meridia via Criteria into Upper North Fair. And doing it in this order has netted him a grapple beam, which will be quite good for his Kraid kill. Eykir going to get the meme route information here. And is going to check this miner. Don't remember what it was. Okay, he's not going to check the miner. He just wanted to blow up a wall. That's Samus. She likes to blow stuff up. And honestly, good for her. Sometimes it can be therapeutic to just blow things up. Here is the tube check for Eykir, which is going to take him to the back of Wreckship. Hopefully he just gets in and out of there. And even if he checks the front, it's not going to be too bad, because where it takes you is probably going to incentivize you to just come back. It's a little bit of a roundabout way to do Wreckship, but again, Red Brinstar, pretty much always a good traversal area, and that is where you are, and that is where a lot of your outstanding portal knowledge is. A little unfortunate that both Eykir and kupppo ended up riding this scene in a way where they just didn't go back to check that left side Keigo transition to be able to know about the front of Wreckship in a much earlier time. But that is how this particular cookie has crumbled. And both of our runners are doing fine. It's also the case that I believe Screw Attack was in like either Alpha Power Bombs or Spazer. It is going to take Eykir much longer to collect that compared to kupppo. So that's also a thing that augments your speed moving through the seed. Not worrying about enemies, and also taking a lot less damage that you subsequently don't have to farm up. And there is a dead Batoon snake with the best hitbox in the game. We're going to be seeing Kraid here for Eykir pretty quickly, and kupppo is going to find a very funny heat shield again. And hopefully he just kind of goes. Oh, he pressed down when he didn't need to. Hopefully he doesn't fall here. I have done this room in a way that I've fallen on sand and had to retraverse Batoon's hallway. It's not fun, let me tell you. Eykir, not knowing where Ridley is going to save here. His current ammo is not very suitable for a Ridley fight, and because of ordering, he is never going to get the charge beam that's at right super. Another mark against the terror that is shuffled bosses, but I will save my bully pulpit for other commentary opportunities. Probably gonna have Kraid on the screen for a moment while Dragon is on the screen, if Kupo can make it there quickly enough. Alright, so Kupo is gonna get this 30th super. As Eykir hopefully gets this quick kill. Nicely done. Gonna ruin my double boss on the screen moment, but always good to get a fast kill. Once again, Kupo is missing these eye doors for reasons I cannot surmise. He knows where Ridley is and he knows the bosses are shuffled, so there's only one of them. So more than likely you're going to see an ammo open here and then a grapple kill. Very, very quick. And chat was pointing out that probably the 3 spark is the faster method, but you have to be really good to be able to do that. And Kupo, with a lot of skill, I don't think that's one of those things that's in his wheelhouse. Again, being more focused on randomizer, that's a skill you pick up in vanilla speedruns, mostly, as Kupo got grabbed by like 2 of the 3 goo that were coming at him, and I'm pretty sure the one that he didn't get grabbed by actually would have worked. As Eykir is taking a save and looking at this portal, which makes a lot of sense, as once again the goo are not being kind to Kupo. Nice spark here across from Eykir. So let's see. Yeah, Eykir doing what I think makes. He is going to, I think, attempt to find Red Tower from Upper Norfair, and it's not going to work. Well, he doesn't know. He doesn't know how good Red Tower is, which is going to make him look elsewhere. This is pretty unfortunate. There's plasma being collected for Kupo. That's probably going to do it for him as far as item collection. I expect he'll do quite a bit of mini crate farming to get his supers full for the Ridley fight that he knows is coming, but he doesn't really need any other items with the 450 damage charge beam now in hand. Eykir is gonna find only Upper Norfair and East and West Meridia over here. It's a little bit funny how this works out. There is one other portal that goes back to Criteria, but that's where Eykir just was, so that's not gonna help him at all. Like I said, this map, it lended itself to going very, very quickly, but only pretty much if you did Kupo's route and also elected to take portals in a different order. Eykir just getting all of the information in a worse order, basically, but to no fault of his own, frankly. And yes, Kupo is going to front this, which again is a little bit awkward because getting back to Red Tower is either going out the back of here and going through Green Brinstar to get to Red Tower, or that front to back wreck ship. There's no real in Criteria. The way to Red Tower is the meme route portal. That wave, you typically want to shoot these things out before trying to run through. Eykir save somewhere and just reset back there. Don't know which portal. I think he was looking at Croc Door. Okay, so yes, Kupo is going back to Criteria. I'm curious how he's going to get back to Red Tower. Does it like he's waffling a little bit? Both of our runners have had a little bit of trouble traversing this pretty segmented map. It's funny because Red Tower is very not hidden, but it also is very hidden because of exactly what the portals are. Because typically you don't want to come back down the meme route after doing it at the beginning. Kupo actually went through meme route, came back up, and is now going back down. That is something you really don't see very often, as Eykir is getting all this West Meridian information, which is very silly, as we found out earlier in the seed. But yeah, because there's two dead ends at the top, it's a little bit less accessible than it normally is, the red tower, but he had many opportunities to get back there via other, because it has 3 boss areas, Kraid, Wreckship, and Lower Norfair 2, which are passed through. Could have taken either of those to get through from one side of this map to the other, but did not do things in an order that made that convenient. He's just electing to use criteria to get back to Red Tower. He just needs to go up and kill Ridley in Kraid's lair and be done with the bosses and be right next to Torian. Eykir has gotten all of the useless information out of the seed and needs to similarly find his way back to Red Tower. Here's Kupo back in here. Eykir is going to have some trouble getting up here because this room stinks when you have speed and no high jump. So he's going to turn it off, the speed booster. And probably, yeah, do the jump from this save room. Never feels particularly good, but it's a consistent way. It's going to get you up. And he also has good fortune with King Kak being very gracious, as Kupo shoots the shot block and falls all the way down because Screw Attack breaks the most questionable bomb blocks in the game. Because why are they bomb blocks? No one really knows. If you're remembering to turn the Speed Booster on in Speed Booster Hallway, by far the room that showcases its abilities the best. And we're going to see this item location that we have not seen yet. It is just a missile, quite unfortunate. I expect he's also going to be looking to obtain a high jump boots. If he's checking this, probably also going to check wave, but we'll see. And another missile here. Speed had some missiles. As Bressingham informs me that they are bomb blocks so that we know pain. So is going to get the information that there's a missile here and not pick it up. I agree with that with the charged plasma he has. But Ridley is going to be most likely the final check we get here in this seed. Curious what he has in store for us. Probably the best thing you could get is ice. Actually, 100% definitely the best thing you could get is ice. As Kupo showcases the quirk of the piercing ability of plasma, if you hitbox an enemy with the plasma beam, the speed booster that would normally kill it does absolutely nothing, which is quite silly. But yeah, there are those high jump boots for Eykir. The pathing that both of these runners have taken is such that Kupo is quite significantly in the lead. Eykir needs to get back to Red Tower and complete the Lower Norfair that Kupo has already done, as well as the ordering allowing Kupo to get a charge beam that Eykir is just not going to be able to collect. As expected, Kupo has elected to farm all the way up to his maximum 30 supers. He's going to use one on... Well, he hasn't used any supers on any doors, so what am I talking about? He's going to missile this door for the 3rd time, probably. I'm wrong, of course. Kupo is zigging every time I zag and vice versa. But he's used 6 missiles and 29 supers to kill this boss unless he wants to use his charge beam. Which, given how long that farm took, I don't know, timing-wise, how much was worth versus just using the charge beam that would take 40 shots here in this fight. Again, it's much more comfortable to use supers, especially if you are more of a randomizer runner than a vanilla runner, as Kupo is. But especially with the loadout that you have, it's pretty alright to use a high damage beam like charged plasma. And our reward is the space jump, which he is shunning. sad day for the space jump enthusiasts around the world. And to the shock of one commentator, both of our runners have found a way to do front-to-back lore and warfare in a seed where back-to-back was like as convenient as it ever could be in life. Exact Science is doing some math about supers and such. Eykir once again with some potentially extra checks. If he can get this super to green gate glitch, as he does very nicely, probably gonna look at this screw attack item. Once he got that very suit, he has been in a go mode of sorts, but again, not the most comfortable loadout, especially like I said, he just routed the seed in a way where screw attack was very late. Finds our ice beam though. It's a nice find, but not necessarily the speediest thing to have gotten. And we'll see if he can get this indoor, in-room speedy high jump into wall jump. Unfortunately, goes through the door. Without screw attack, you can't use the RBO strategy that you would see to screw attack the blocks and then wall jump back up. So you do have to break these blocks and do this in-room jump. Unless you want to do things like bomb jump, which he does have access to, but very nicely done there. Get the jump into wall jump. I'm gonna farm some supers here. He's still on the little low side and has not seen Ridley, so very much wants those supers to be full. Heads up play, as we'll see. He did not back up much, so yeah, didn't get that short charge, which would have been nice for this fast pillars room. That is wishing bad luck on our space jump skipper. With that screw attack, probably he'll be fine in every room. Enemies won't really be in his way for too long, but wall jumping can make things a little bit weird. We're going to see the very underpowered ice plasma strategies here in worst room in the game, as we like to call it. Depending on your loadout, things can be quite difficult and quite slow to traverse this room. So that is a nice freeze. I think he probably wants to freeze and jump off the top of it, but he kills his lower one. He's got a third one to back him up. But what I always see happen is people freeze that thing and then they powerbomb these blocks and the powerbomb kills the enemy. And I don't know how much damage he's done, but there's a chance that happens here anyway without the freeze. We'll see if this enemy's still alive when he jumps high enough. The same as he's doing a lot of straight jumps, yeah. Killed the enemy, but we've got high jump boots, so no real need to freeze the enemy and jump off of it for a little bit of high augmentation. Kupppo is damaging down here. Not going to attempt a baby skip. It's gonna take it nice and easy, jump into the baby Metroid's loving pincers, and go down to 1 HP. Utilize that refill room. If you're down here into the Key Hunter stairs, has plasma to hitbox these if he so desires, or you can just dodge them like a pro. I expect a safety save given what he's been doing this seed. Yep, there it is. Zact is doing some exposition about the space jump and lots of talk of math and other such nonsenses. I don't think she's considered the vibes, which space jump has at a very high rate, so maybe add that into your calculus. Let me know how you feel. But Kupppo is also taking a safety save here. A little bit surprising. He's got plenty of ammo. He's got 7 tanks. He's got a pretty good beam. Only 40 charge shots if that was all you elected to use, and you're not going to only elect to use that. But a lot of this ammo is going to be used for these Zebs, the speed Zeb skip. Not in Kupppo's toolkit at the moment, it appears. Very tight short charge. He's also force supering all of these, which is a little bit of extra damage, but he's fine. And as we see on our screen, he is quite in the positional lead, as Eykir did not have the power bombs to go through Wasteland. He does have a save, and there's Fireflies right there, but Power Bomb's a shame. We're not vanilla, so not going to be able to get that any percent bailout. And yes, only one Power Bomb is strictly not enough from this juncture, because there is both the Power Bomb door in the bottom of this room and the Power Bomb box in Wasteland. So he does need to farm back up and hopefully not take a Key Hunter death while he's at it. Goes here in the Mother Brain 2 phase. See how he likes to utilize his ammo plus charge beam. Because of the long time it takes to charge beam, with this damage it is more DPS to use either ammo source. So at the current moment, electing to just charge shot. See if he blows his supers or his missiles at any point. I think even if you saw a catch up, you would probably not kill with all the ammo, so you could wait until then. He's definitely wanting to do that for his supers. Nice dodge there, but not using the missiles. And that does look like a dead Mother Brain 2. So Eykir with more power bombs until back down here is once again going to save. To quickly give you links to our runners' Twitch streams if you have enjoyed the show thus far that our runners have put on. Feel free to give either of them a follow. Kupppo will tell you that he streams just so he can race, but he does occasionally do some practice streams. I like to pop in and watch him finish his heat and then challenge him to a race. Kuppo's a buddy of mine. Eykir also, like I said, has quite a bit of experience in SMZ3. I don't personally know him, but do expect he's got a good stream, and he's been doing well, like I said, in this Super Metroid only tournament. And overall seems like a chill guy. He was also at SGL last year. And that is really far right, but that is a place that works for our position of the Metal Pirate. But doesn't quite get it on the second one. Just gonna super this one, yeah. Especially without charge beam. Proper. Will take a lot of the beam that he currently has. Kupppo really close to Mother Brain, getting right up in her face and saying, "Down with you, monster. You killed the baby Metroid. You're a menace to this planet. And the Galactic Federation wishes you to no longer exist." Down she goes. Eykir gonna utilize this grapple beam to do some nice farming here. In the pre-Ridley farm, he stated does not have knowledge of where Ridley is, so wants to be prepared for that fight. Are full. Gonna even get back up the one he is missing. Hopefully rather quickly. There it is. And be greeted with a fan tune that does not want to use any of your super missiles. It's also not going to give him any items, because the one major boss whose room is not connected to an item room is fan tune. So the only major Chozo item down here in the offer was that Ice Beam and Screw Attack. Kupppo turned Screw Attack off at some point, for reasons I do not know. Typically you turn it off to do the easier Ice Beam Zeb skip, but he did not Zeb skip. So he's just running through here without Screw Attack for fun, I suppose. Very nicely done escape sequence so far for Kupppo. He's going to be quickly approaching the ship. Just going to tick over the 1 hour 8 minute mark, but this is, like I said at the beginning, one of the 2-2 races this week. Winner qualifies for the bracket stage regardless of next week's outcome. And our winning runner today is Kupppo with an official race time of 1 hour 8 minutes and 12 seconds. Eykir sees that and probably enters a forfeit once this Phantom fight is over. It was not long after, a little bit over a minute. But GG's to both of our runners. We did get an enrage, which is probably why this fight takes a little bit longer and we enter the forfeit. So hopefully our runners will elect to join me for an interview, and I can tell them how much better of a route there was through the seed for both of them. But we shall see. Okay, kupppo is in the Discord channel. We'll see. Eykir also wants to join us. We can get him in here quickly. And yep, there's kupppo in here. GG's.
GG's. Better routes, huh? Oh, like some armchair stands.
Yeah, so I don't know how much you were paying attention. So after you had to go all the way back up criteria, once you found gravity and speed in front of East Meridia, you could have just taken East Meridia all the way through and then gone back into Red Tower and just back-to-back Wreck Ship and Lower Norfair and just been done.
Yeah, I mean, I knew pretty early. It's like, 'cause for whatever reason, I didn't go check. It's like the lower mushrooms, like the other side of it's like the Torian door. And
Yeah.
once I was like, that's totally the front of Wreck Ship, isn't it? Why did I orphan that like a moron? And I knew it would have been like way faster. But I don't know. I was just rolling.
Yeah, there's Eykir joining us as well. GG's to you.
Yep, GG's. GG kupppo.
Jeez, yeah.
This one had a very interesting start with Eykir not electing to do meme route. So he was in criteria for quite a while and gave us some different information at different times. But the way kupppo ended up doing this, finding that various suit early, was pretty beneficial, especially with the tough Dragon fight Eykir ended up in.
Yeah, I heard.
Gravity early.
Yes.
I got Varia early.
We kind of split.
Yeah. I was really hoping it's like I'm pretty sure Eykir doesn't do meme route. Like I should go scout this no matter what just to check it. But then when it was red Bryn, it was like okay, and then green Bryn, it was like all right, and then finding nothing but E-tanks. At least what I remember. But then once I saw Varia, and it was like green Bryn was like so isolated. It was like okay, like I really hope this means like I'm like this works out. But then, like, the whole time I was in Escape, especially, or, like, going towards Turian, I was like, he totally did meme route, isn't he? He's about to hit that dot done and, like, snipe me.
I thought about it. I really thought about it going there. I checked the item before meme route, and I'm like, I don't want to risk dying in there to check if it's entrance, so I'm just going to go up. There are more items up. I mean, last race I got burned by not going up and doing meme route, and the speed booster is up there, which, like, wrecked my whole game not getting speed booster. So this time I went up and apparently wrecked my whole game by not finding green Bryn early.
It was just like Vario was just in like a really isolated like there because there wasn't really a great way to get to like red Bryn either from criteria, was there?
Besides beam route, not really.
Yeah, the other ways would have been
going ship.
Yeah, you had to go through Wreck Ship front to back or go through Lower Norfair front to back. Those were the other ways.
Yeah, it was pretty not ideal. Yeah, I definitely felt like I didn't route this one like super. Like initially, I felt like I was doing like pretty okay, but then it's like I feel like if I would have done like Wreck Ship earlier, like that would have like I would have shaved like a considerable amount of time, or like left Lower Norfair and just done that like back to back. That would have been like way better. But I can't remember what I was thinking.
Well, I did Wreck Ship into Lower Norfair, and that didn't really work out well because Wreck Ship was turned off until you beat Lower Norfair boss.
Oh, right.
Oh, I didn't get check anything in there at all.
Yeah, it was the kupppo saw the charge upgrade, and I think the E-Tank was a reserve. But that charge in this seed was pretty good. Especially,
I mean, yeah. That was the other thing I was thinking. It's like, man, if Plasma or like more supers like aren't here, like I'm gonna have like a real tough Mother Brain fight, or not tough, but just like like long. I'm gonna be like shredding time. So Getting that
Eykir.
charge upgrade in plasma definitely helped. But wait, where was
Yeah.
ice? I didn't. I really
Ice
wanted to
was
find ice.
true attack.
Oh, okay, yeah,
I went and found that.
nice.
Did you find
So-
wave? Because I never found wave. I was ice plasma at the end.
Nice. Yeah, I got Grapple to try to grapple kill Dragon, but I don't know. She wasn't cooperating today. She had her own agenda.
No, Dragon was not cooperating with me at all. 3 deaths on it. Just yeah. I've been practicing that fight for like map rando because sometimes you have to do that fight map rando like 1 tank, sometimes no gravity, and yeah, I just like screwed up a few times early, and yeah, it cost me a lot of time.
2 tanks, no suit. 2 tanks, 1 suit is definitely no joke, especially with not a lot of ammo at the time. But
There was
wave was
15
at
supers.
spring ball, something like
Oh
that.
yeah,
But
we
I
were
don't think
getting
you were
wave.
full.
No, I was like, I got the 15 super right before Dragon fight, and then like 15 missiles or something like that. So I had to get refills in the middle and just botch that a few times. And if that hadn't happened, it would have been kind of close because I thought my routing was bad. It's like, okay, well, once I got into Lower Norfair, I realized, wait, the only 3 checks that I don't have are Red Tower. So I'm going to come out there and I'm going to have Kraid and Turian right there, but then saw the dot done from Kupo. And it's like, okay, well, so much for that dream. I knew I was pretty much dead once I had the Dragon deaths, but I want to keep at it because I didn't want to have to come back for that,
Yep, that makes sense.
and I had done it before, so it happens.
Yeah, early Dragon's never fun. I found Ridley as my first boss, but I decided to just like leave it towards the end.
Yeah.
I had Varia, but like I had some real crap ammo. I didn't even know if it was like possible. I wasn't gonna, do it's like a nerfed pea shooter like Ridley kill.
Especially once you know that Turian's right there, then yeah, you just come back later and it's your final boss.
Yeah. I was pretty much exactly what it. I was like, I know it's like for some people they can do it, but it was like for me, like I'm not saving time doing this. So
yeah, it would be really, really long with the equipment you had. And yeah, like you said, with being right by Turian, as long as it doesn't have gravity, you can just leave that for the end.
yeah. No, it was I'm excited to watch this one back. I'm not gonna lie, I was really nervous going into this one. I was thinking, I was like, I'm pretty sure I'm cooked on this one, but like, I feel like
I felt the same way.
I
felt maybe
like
20% chance, depending on how it comes out.
Yeah, I don't do with the numbers, but my stomach was telling me I should be nervous, so that's what happened. So
once I had those tests, it's like the nerves went away. It's like I know I'm dead, so just go. Yeah,
Being a bit of a jerk here as well. But yeah, congratulations to you, Kupo, with the 3rd win. You are officially through to the bracket stage. Eykir, you've got one chance next week. A race for your life, as it will.
Look forward to it.
Hopefully you can have some success. Like I said, it's been nice seeing you join us on the SM only side and had a pretty good run so far. So hopefully, depending on your opponent, you can have some success and maybe make it to that bracket stage. As Eykir says yes to Space Jump. You were getting reamed in chat, Kupo.
I had one win
at that
last
point,
time.
I didn't really need it though, right?
You very much did not. It probably didn't save time, but it's Space Jump and we like it.
I grabbed it too.
I know it's a pretty item. I was thinking it's like, don't do this. Like, you do not need Space Jump. But
I think I just walked into it hoping it was wave, and it wasn't.
Yeah, I was hoping it was ice
or charge upgrade.
Yeah. This was just single charge upgrade though, wasn't it? I'm pretty sure it was. Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, hey, D-Rug, thanks so much for jumping in and tracking like lastminute.com on this. Really appreciate you stepping in, and Sal Monster for doing tracking. I was really happy to see everyone. Like, I don't think we've had like a non-restreamed match this whole tournament, which, considering we're in week 5, like kind of still blows my mind a little bit.
Yeah, we have a really good commentating and tracking crew and restream crew. I know I did one a few days ago that didn't have commentators, but we still got a restream with a tracker.
There we go.
Yeah, but I was part of one of those as well. It's been very, very nice to see all the people helping us out both on the tracking and the commentary side, like you said. Especially this past weekend, it was especially busy. Whole lot of things on that SG schedule, especially with SG Live tournaments starting up. But we have had lots of people coming out to help us all, and yeah, we are very appreciative of them. I'm going to give a shout out to our 2 remaining races going on later today, both of them at 10 p.m. Eastern. Papa Schmo versus Smellin and Ace Zero versus Iron Rusty. Both of those, like this one, 2-2 matchups. So someone's going to be qualifying for that bracket stage. Should be some hype matchups on Speed Gaming's 2 and 3 respectively. There are also 2 matches tomorrow, one of which features myself and presumably kupppo on commentary once it gets approved. But yeah,
I mean,
winding down this 5th week.
We'll see if I make the cut.
But yeah, thank you to both of you for joining me. Like I said, good luck to you in the final week. kupppo, like I said, making it to the 3 and 2 bracket. Depending on my result, I'm going to join one of you in one of those brackets. So maybe this was a scouting mission. Who knows? But in either case, fun race, and good job to you both.
GG's, thanks for everything, and see you guys later.
Good luck on next week in your 4th win, and everyone have a good day.
Yeah, kupppo probably like me is looking at that 3-2 bracket like, holy cow, why is it so stacked?
I'm sweating already.
It is literally the top 3 seeds of the tournament, all 3 and 2. It's
wow.
But yeah, more fun races to come in the Super Metroid Mystery Randomizer tournament. And for Sal Monster on Tracking, I've been DJ Webb. Thank you all for joining us today, and we will see you next mission.